Hey, what up, guys? This is your boy Eric here from SLC Punkcast, and also from this we call Live and Wired. And guys, this is the portion of our show where we tell you about the shows that are coming up, and we tell you about the shows that we have attended in the little segment I have called Tales from the Pit. Now, I've decided to start giving them titles instead of just sort of saying, yeah, this show and that show. So, no, this one is about two shows that I attended that were 1,000 miles apart from each other and happened within 24 hours of each other. This is Tales from the Pit, a tale of two pits, from Acid Bath to Acid Hologram. So yeah, the first show I'm going to be talking about is my little pilgrimage, my little trek out to Los Angeles to see the one and only Acid Bath at the famed venue, the Hollywood Palladium. Now, that was like that was already a huge thing for me to be seeing a show at the Palladium, because I've seen shows, like I've seen the recordings of shows there. I've seen videos of bands performing there. And now I get to be in that venue and be seeing a band that I thought I was never going to see live, because Acid Bath, we never thought they were going to reunite, but hey, they surprised us earlier this year. And yeah, I got to I mean, for people who live in LA, I'm sure the Palladium is like, oh yeah, it's just another venue that I go to see bigger bands. Yeah, sure, but you know, I'm from Salt Lake. I don't get to LA that often, nor do I really want to go there that often, because LA is a fucking hellhole. It is a dirty, dirty, dirty city. Especially at Hollywood. Hollywood is just it's looking like a cesspool. The sidewalk seems sticky. The Walk of Fame, it looked grimy. And everything's too damn expensive. But regardless, I was there for a reason, a very good reason. And I got to prelude this by saying, thank you, Kenzie. Thank you, my friend Kenzie Salisbury. Acid Bath is one of her favorite bands, and she had tickets for her and her now ex to go to this show, and she couldn't make it. She couldn't make it work financially speaking. She was in a financial bind, and she couldn't. What was it? Justify going to this show. So she posted like, hey, I'm selling my tickets to Acid Bath. And I said, fuck it, I'll take him. Give them to me. How much do you want for them? All right, I'll pay it. I will go in your stead. And Kenzie, I told you that I would yell and dance as hard for both of us. And I did. Trust me. And yeah, so I guess I just have to tell you how the show went. I posted videos on my Instagram. On my Instagram story, if you follow my journalism page, then yes, that is where you could have seen little snippets of the show. And the show itself was pretty fucking awesome. So, and I even have a little review written right here, as I used to do. I used to write show reviews pretty fluently. This is why I write. I don't speak. Excessively? No. I used to do it a lot. So again, this is why I write. So now I'm just going to read this review that I did. The show started off with Windhand. And they came out in a swath of smoke tinted green by the stage lights. And Windhand set the mood with their stoner doom sound. And I think they relied on the smoke machine so their fans could toke up in the crowd and not get caught. Which they did. They didn't get caught because, you know, weed is legal in California, so it wasn't so much of a risk. The only thing that they wouldn't be arrested, they'd just be kicked out of the venue. But whatever, it's Los Angeles. It's Hollywood, baby. Anyway, they played a good set. But stoner metal just isn't my thing. It's way too slow and soft, and doesn't have a lot of dynamic shifts. And they mostly sound like most of those bands sound like a Sleep or Electric Wizard ripoffs, who are just ripping off Black Sabbath. But that's metal for you. Everyone rips off each other, and maybe I just have to be high to enjoy it. Anyway, speaking of high, the next band that took the stage was the mighty High on Fire. The sludge metal giants took the stage, and Matt Pike announced that this set would be dedicated to the recently deceased Brent Hinds of Mastodon, their sludge metal brethren from Atlanta. Now, the vibe got more energetic, as High on Fire is a lot heavier and have more shifts in their sound than Windhand. And they had their fast songs like Fertile Green, Fury Whip, and Rumors of War, which got people into Circle Pit, and then their slow songs like Hung, Drawn, and Quartered, and Darker Fleece, in which headbanging was the modus operandi. And of course, everyone went nuts for Snakes of Divine. Now, Mr. Pike didn't say much. In fact, the only time he opened his mouth other than to sing was his aforementioned prelude and his thank yous to the crowd before walking off stage. And then the crowd moved up even closer, because if you were there for High on Fire, you were definitely there for Acid Bath. Now, Acid Bath, boy, we'll get to their set in just a minute, but I just have to prelude this with, I was listening to When the Kite String Pops on repeat for the days leading up to this show, just absorbing every note and every word that I could, and just like ready to belt out these lyrics and just like throw myself into the pit when Jezebel starts playing. I'm just gonna lose my fucking mind. So the mood was very my heart was pounding. And as the stage crew set up Acid Bath's gear and sound checked, the house music was playing a rather eclectic mix of music from Pink Floyd, Blue Cheer, and Neil Young, but also King Diamond, Obituary, and Black Sabbath. And it was during the song Black Sabbath where it sounded a little louder. Like, yeah, it's still playing as overhead music, but it's louder than the rest. And everyone in the crowd sang the lyrics wholeheartedly in memory of Ozzy, but also because they knew what was coming next. And what came next was the song The Beautiful Downgrade, a haunting recording of lead singer Dax Riggs reciting a poem through a voice modulator. It's of a psychopath's thought process for his arousal for violence. Great start. And then Sammy Duet, Mike Sanchez, and Dax himself, sporting his aviator shades, walk on stage, accompanied by their hired guns, bassist Shane Wesley from Crowbar and drummer Zach Simmons from Goat Whore. And they immediately kick into Tranquilized. The pits erupt in no time. And I helped. And everyone was slamming and yelling in between each step and each breath. That was a strong opener. But then they made the mistake of following it with not one, not two, but three of their soft and slow songs. They were, more tranquil, but Bleed Me an Ocean and Grave Flower, which also was dedicated to Brent Hinds, and Bones of Baby Dolls. They're great songs, and obviously got a positive reaction. Bones of Baby Dolls is one of my favorite Acid Bath songs, but they should have been more strategically placed, because if you put too many low energy songs in a row, the crowd is gonna get restless. Thankfully, they jump-started their engines, gunning right into Dead Girl, and that got us going again, but then they followed it with New Dead Sensation, which brought the energy back down. And they brought it up slightly with Venus Blue, and they dedicated that song to their former bassist, Audie Peter, whose death in 1997 caused their initial breakup. And Sammy gives a shout out to Shane Wesley for filling his shoes, and that without him, there would have been no reunion, really. Anyway, they trudge on with two more ballads, Pagan Love Song and the iconic Scream of the Butterfly. And I was really happy that they played that one. And then they leave us on a heavy note with Dr. Seuss is dead, making sure that we don't sleepwalk out of there. In other words, the crowd started fucking going crazy. So, anyway, first time seeing the mighty Acid Bath, and overall, I'm impressed, but not completely satisfied. It was awesome to see them live, and I loved how much energy they had while performing. But in between songs, there wasn't much crowd interaction. I mean, Dax is a man of even fewer words than Matt Pike. And Sammy Duet, he actually did most of the talking. But I was expecting a wilder, more intense set, and I was hoping to hear more music from When the Kite String Pops. Like I said, I was absorbing all of the lyrics, which is that's where most of the brutal songs reside. I was bummed that they didn't play Finger Paintings of the Insane, or Jezebel, or The Blue, or Cheap Vodka. I was bummed, man. Or no, Cassie Eats Cockroaches. Like, what the fuck? Those are like... Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Maybe on the next acid trip. But... bitch and moan, bitch and moan. I got to see Acid Bath. This band that was thought to never, ever, ever reunite. I mean, even when rumors were circulating, they were saying, like, Dax was saying, like, no, we are not going to get together and write new music. It's not Acid Bath without Audi. He was the soul of this band. And if you listen to their music, you listen to that bass. That is a signature bass sound. No one can replicate it. It was him. So there was no way that Acid Bath was going to write new material. But they didn't rule out the possibility of a reunion. They said that Dax even said that if they were to reunite, they wouldn't reunite properly as Acid Bath. They would just label themselves like a tribute band. But no, then they got they got to talking. Well, not really talking. They got to jamming first. Like Mike Sanchez and Dax, they would get together here and there and just start jamming some material. And then they ended up playing some of the old Acid Bath songs just for the shit of it. And that sort of ignited the flames of wanting to get the band back together. So they invited over Sammy, and he brought over his, Goat Whore's drummer. Because as you know, Sammy Duet, he is the founding member of Goat Whore. That was his side project while he was in Acid Bath. And then Acid Bath broke up. Goat Whore became his full-time gig. And he brought along Zach Simmons. And then he also brought along, what was his name? Wesley. Wesley, the bassist for Crowbar. And Sam also played in Crowbar. He played on their Oddfellows Rest album and also their Equilibrium album. Some vital components to Crowbar's discography. So yeah, it was, it's like the New Orleans sludge metal scene. They're all very tight-knit. It is a small scene. New Orleans is a big city, but the underground metal scene, which comprised of these 5 big bands, including Acid Bath, Crowbar, and also I Hate God, Soylent Green, and Down, they all knew each other. They were all like in each other's bands. They were like a family. So that's what this... it was a very natural progression for Acid Bath to come back, because all it was were just these friends, these guys, the closest things to brothers that they've had, to just playing music. And they think, yeah, you know what? Let's get Acid Bath back together. Let's do this. We got 3 of the original members here. We just need Zach and Wesley to cover the rhythm section. Can you guys do that? Fucking awesome. All right, thanks for doing that. They couldn't have done it with anybody else. So Dax and Sammy say. And I'm just happy that they did it. Hopefully, next time I see them, if there is a next time, there is a next Acid Bath show that I get to attend. I mean, they're on tour right now. I think they'll be in Denver closer to December, and maybe I can catch them then. I'll check. I'll have to look into that. But the fact is that next time I see Acid Bath, I hope they play some more stuff from When the Kite String Pops, because most of the stuff was from Pagan Rhythms, which is Not bad music in the least, but it's softer. It's much softer. It's them going more into like a southern rock territory as opposed to more like just that grimy sludge metal. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah. But what can you say? Like I said, I'm happy that I saw them, and yeah, I was pretty quick to get out of Los Angeles because the very next day I flew back to Salt Lake, and it was a late flight. I didn't get in to the Salt Lake gate, the terminal where I need to get off at until 9:30. By then, the show Acid Hologram was playing, which was their 10-year anniversary with Cudney and Wicked Temple, all three of whom are my favorite heavy metal-inclined, metal-ish, or just straight metal bands in Salt Lake at the moment. And I was like, I need to get to this show because I love them all. Anyway, I got to the airport. My dad came and picked me up, brought me back to my car that was parked at my girlfriend's house, and I went and took my car, drove it over to Ace's as fast as I could, and I got in there as Cudney was going on. I go, yes! I get to at least see Cudney. I knew I was going to miss Wicked Temple. I knew they were playing first. I knew that they would be like halfway through their set by the time my plane landed. So I knew that was given. I wasn't going to see Wicked Temple, but I did catch a glimpse of their set list, and I said, oh, yep, they're my favorite ones they play. Oh, they close with Scars. Fuck. But that's okay. Catch them next time. I for sure will see them next time. Hopefully next time they will play my house. We shall see. Anyway, so Cudney, their set, they were going on there and they were just in the pocket as always. My God, these guys, Cudney, I don't know what you are doing with yourselves, but damn, don't ever stop. Just you guys perform so fucking well. You guys have created such a crazy heavy vibe in that venue. I mean, I was not even through the pit first before I could go and say hi to all my fucking friends. But most of my friends were already in the pit, so didn't matter. But damn, that was a great show. Well, a great set from Cudney, but they never disappoint. And then Acid Hologram comes on, and Acid Hologram, they have never disappointed me. They have always put on a great show. I mean, Max and Zach and Sam are just stellar in their performances. They just know how to get the crowd going. And they played the title track from their new album. I don't remember what the title is, but I remember getting up there and doing mic time with Max. It's like, nothing here is safe. I think that's what it was. Obviously, I haven't heard the song. They haven't released it. They just played it live. And this, I guess, is their first time playing it. And they got a wall of death going. Like Max just says, all right, split it down the middle. And I go, oh, I know what's going on. This is right at the start of their song. And then it's just waiting, and then a little pause, and then, yeah, that was a good one. That was a great one. And then during the middle of their song, there's a nice little break, a nice little passage where it's just the drums and the guitars just drawing out those last chords. And then Max is like, do it again. It's okay, here we are. Now, until you hear this quote, it was like a recorded quote that Sam was going to hit, because he handles all the samples. And I forget what the quote was. Probably because none of us heard it. None of us waited for it. We were just like, fuck it, it's going now. And the Wall of Death #2, Electric Boogaloo, Brutal Boogaloo, was in effect again. And I was so happy that they managed that. And during that song, like I said, Max shouted out to the crowd, it's like, come up here and steal this mic, sing it with me. And nobody else was doing that. So I was listening to the chorus like, nothing here is safe, nothing here is safe. I think that's what the title is. But the point is I absorbed the lyrics and was like, okay, I got it. Then I jumped up on there and I just stood right next to Max gripping the mic and we were both just like, yeah. Magical moments, people. Magical moments. This is why I attend live shows. It was a great time. Anyway, right in the middle of their set, they announced that they were doing a raffle. Well, everyone knew there was a raffle going on, but it was just one of those things. You buy a couple of little tickets, you throw it in a hat, and you win like a piece of merch. But they had another thing, another hat, a separate hat, where you could put your name in, and it was a beer drinking. It was a chug challenge. And I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. So I bought 5 tickets just to ensure that I get placed, that I get drawn. So I bought 5 tickets, threw them all in the hat. And then in the middle of their set, like I said, they went to draw the names, and I was the second one called. They're like, the unit! Oh, yeah, here we go, the unit. And I get up on stage, and I'm just like, all right, where's the beer? And yeah, everyone had a beer. There was me and like 6 other folks up there. Names will not be mentioned because, well, I don't know the names. I don't know all of their names. And I didn't see like all of the people up there. But we all had our beer and it was like, okay, when I say go, you have to chug the beer. And whoever chugs theirs the fastest, whoever finishes first gets a whole merch sweep. Which means you get one piece of every single thing they have in their merch. That includes shirts, hoodies, stickers, patches, and I think that was it. Yeah, basically everything that they had at their merch table, you get one of each. And I was like, okay, let's fucking get down to business, man. So yeah, we're all there with our tall boy PBRs, open, and then a nice old cheers, and go! Bottoms up. And of course, I won. Yes, of course I won. I had not drank a single thing that night until that moment. I had not drank, even when I was in Acid Bath out in LA, I only had one, well technically 2 drinks. I just bought a Lemmy, Jack and Coke, and a tall can of PBR. And that was all that I drank because that shit cost $36 before tip. Fuck. LA prices are crazy. I mean, venue prices for drinks are fucking crazy, but that was asinine. So here I at least got to drink for free. Anyway, I won, and people were just like, of course the unit won, because I'm... not to toot my own horn, but I guess I've become a bit of an underground sensation in at Aces High. I mean, the unit is, my girlfriend made the shirt the unit. And it would have been funny if I was wearing that while doing the beer drinking contest, but, oh well, hindsight's 2020. I mean, I didn't have my shirt. It was dirty at the time, too. It was at my house in my dirty clothes basket. And I hadn't even been to my house yet. I just went straight from the plane to my car to the venue. So, yeah, I had no downtime. I basically had no downtime. So anyway, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the merch table, and there was Haley doing the merch, doing Acid Holograms merch. She goes, well, I guess you won. All right, so what do you want? You get one of everything. Well, some of the stuff I already have, and she said, well, just take 2 of one item. And I chose getting the hoodie, and she says, well, don't you want to get another one for your girlfriend? And I just look her in the eye, Haley, I'm getting a hoodie, but do you know how girlfriend code works? That's basically already my girlfriend's hoodie. I mean, you're a girlfriend. You should know these things. But no, neither of us have worn it yet. It's still very warm over here. Still very warm. And then, so yeah, I got that one. I got another shirt. I got I got a couple of their stickers. I got a patch. And I also got their Yeah, and I got their hoodie. The only thing I didn't get was a hat, I think. But yeah, I didn't get a hat, but that's all right. I wasn't really hankering for one. I'm not hurting for a hat, people. So yeah, that was the beer drinking contest, and I was texting my girlfriend like, "This show was awesome. I just won the game. Drink the beer." You won the game? Yeah. What did you win? Merch. All the merch. Ah, shit. Unfortunately, she was all the way up in Idaho having her little vacation, but so I was flying solo that night, but whatever. I was in a state of grace. So Acid Hologram, after that little intermission, after the beer drinking contest, they absolutely killed in the last portion of their set, in the last half. They wrote they played their cover and closed their song, their set with the cover of the song by Peaches, "Fuck the Pain Away." And then they got encored. And then they're like, okay. So then they came back and they played the first song that they had ever, I think the first song they had ever written, the first song that they ever recorded. I can't remember which one it was. May have been Digits. I'm a little unclear as to which song they did play, but it's okay. The point was, it was a great song that they closed with, and it was a great set. It was an awesome set. I honestly think that was the best set that they had played. It was an awesome show, year-round, all around. Awesome show all around. And also, one little thing to mention, when I was done getting the merch grab, getting all my winnings, collecting my trophies, I turned around and there's like 3 of the guys who were up on the stage with me doing the beer chugging thing. I turn around and they go, "Unit, unit, unit." I go, fuck. I've never had my name chanted like that before, let alone my nickname. It was like one of those Rudy chants. So it fit very well. And I'm not I'm in high school, I was not a sports guy. I wasn't a jock. I didn't play any of those, so I never got those sports chants. Nor did I ever think I would get one, or did I ever really want one. It never crossed my mind, but it did then. For a beer drinking contest. I felt like a fucking legend. It was a great time. It was a great, really busy weekend. So, yeah. Yeah, 2 nights, 2 shows, 1,000 miles away, and only 2 drinks. Well, 2 drinking sessions. But then after the show, me and Max, we hung out on their tour bus, the black short bus. I mean, it's a short bus that's painted all in like matte black, not like pitch black, like more gothic black, like a grayish black, like it really matters. But the point is, we went in there and we were just drinking away some twisted tea, shooting the shit, and I was asking him how their tour with Cudney went, and he's like, it was awesome. We were just chilling the whole time. It was great. And as you guys may have noticed, they were like getting accused of all these bullshit remarks, all these false accusations from some guy, this guy Nick Simone, who just always likes to stir the pot, always likes to try and drag people's names through the dirt, and one of their shows got canceled because of it. It was a fucking mess. But all around, they still had a lot of fun. And just sitting there and chilling with Max and Zach eventually came and started chilling with us, and then also I can't remember his name, the sound guy. They told me his name 3 times, but I can't remember it. The sound guy. he was there drinking with us. It was a fun time. It just felt so wholesome. It just felt like everything was in its place. I was where I needed to be. I was where I wanted to be, but it just felt so. I just felt so at peace. It was like, I know it wasn't a welcome home party, but then rolling into the first week of September, on the 3rd, there will be Jive Bomb, Spent, and Run It Back playing at Kilby Court. That is $18, and that starts at 8 p.m. Also on the 3rd, Null, In Your Grave, Swarmer, and just recently added Crocodile Hunter will be playing at Fellowship Hall. That is a $15 show if you buy in advance, $20 if you pay at the door, and it will be starting at 8 p.m. Then on the 4th, the mighty sludge hardcore giants from Austin are coming back, armed for apocalypse. I fucking love those guys. I missed them the last time that they were here because I was down in Vegas at Sick New World seeing System of a Down. Because God forbid I see a band that I've been listening to since I was 12 years old and also had never seen live, rather than seeing Armed for Apocalypse, which I knew that I would see again. That's the band, yeah. And yeah, I am seeing them again. I am seeing them this time. No excuses, no mistakes. I'm seeing Armed for Apocalypse, and they will be playing with Death Persona, Ryle, and Merula. That's going to be at Ace's High Saloon, $15 in advance, $20 at the door, starting at 7 p.m. That's going to be fun. Anyway, September 5th, it's a nice day to tour again. I love the promos that they've been doing for this show. If you can't tell already, it's Billy Idol. Billy Idol and Joan Jett of the Blackhearts. They are touring the nation together. And yeah, if you haven't seen the promos, the little trailers they're doing for this tour, it's basically Billy Idol going around the city. He's like buying himself some coffee, doing some of his going about his normal routine. And the people are the people he's coming across are just like dropping all these puns to him. Like he's going to buy a coffee and the barista is asking if he wants more cream. And he says, yeah, I'll take some more cream. More? 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 Oh, for God's sake. And while all this is happening, you hear Billy just sort of, it sounds like he's monologuing to himself. He's like telling you what is going on. It's like, all this keeps happening. It's like there's signs. It's like something's trying to tell me something. And then it cuts to him in a therapist's chair. And he's just like, I don't know what this is trying to tell me. And then it cuts away and there's Joan Jett with her notebook. And she looks at him. I think it's a nice day to tour again. You think so? I think it's time to tour again. I loved it. I loved it. It brought me some joy. And, I love Billy Idol. I love Joan Jett. I am sick of hearing Rebel Yell, White Wedding, and I love rock and roll. I am so sick of those fucking songs. They're great songs. They are great songs. Excellently written, catchy as all hell. They became cultural mainstays in the rock and roll lexicon. But they have other songs, Anyway, just whatever. Whatever. I'm not going to get onto that fucking soapbox. So, Billy Idol and Joan Jett, they'll be playing at USANA Amphitheater. Tickets range between $50 to $250. That's between the lawn seats and the bleeder seats and the general admission, the little area, the little pit area. It would definitely be nice to. I haven't seen either of those guys, Billy Idol or Joan Jett. So I'm heavily considering just buying some lawn tickets and just at least just being there to watch them. Because yeah, I gotta see them. I gotta see them at least once. Because God knows how much more these fuckers have left in them. That's not an inflammatory remark. It's not a defamatory remark. It's just facts. It's Joan Jett and Billy Idol. They're fucking old. they're old folks. They're still rocking, but they're old. How much do you think they have left in them? So, yeah, this is probably one of my last chances. So, not to put an omen on anything. Where's some wood? Where's some wood? I need to touch some wood. That's metal. There we go. Okay. There's a drum set over there. Yeah, so touch some wood. So, yeah. Starting at 7:30, USANA Amphitheater. But also on the 5th, if you're not interested in that, we have a metal show going on at Ace's High. That is Tremens, Generation Decline, Panapskism, and I think that's what it is. Panapsikism. Yeah, Panapsikism. Yeah, that's a lot of consonants all bolted together like that in the middle of a word, so it's kind of kind of difficult. But also ribbons. And that's going to be $15 and starts at 7 p.m. And then rolling back to the amphitheater on the 6th, the Offspring are touring. They'll be playing there with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory. So it's like a pop punk parade. Yeah, I mean the Offspring, they were the cultivators of pop punk, but their early stuff wasn't so much. But we're not going to get into those semantics. Yeah, USANA Amphitheater, that's going anywhere between $34 to $236. That's if you buy from SeatGeek, not Ticketmaster or Live Nation or shit like that. If you buy it from SeatGeek, that's the prices that you're going to be looking at. This also doesn't include the VIP prices, which are like double that amount. But if you're not buying VIP, which I'm sure you're not, then those are what you're looking for on SeatGeek. Starts at 7 p.m. And also on the 6th, up in Ogden, our boys in Don't Trust Anybody and Radcab and Tacova will be playing at the Funk and Die Bar. That is going to be starting at 9 p.m. And it's only $5. $5 shows in a bar. Dude, that place is going to be packed. That place is going to be packed. You get a bunch of drunkards up in a bar for only $5. Yeah. You get entertainment and drinks. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. You'll definitely be spending more on your tab that night than you will entering the bar. So than you will for admission. And something else I got to point out: our friends in Folk Hogan are going on tour. So yeah, as you know, I promote all the shows that I like to. Tell you about all the shows that are happening in the Salt Lake Valley and also Ogden. But I also like to point out when bands from our neck of the woods, the local circuit, are going on tour. And this one happens to be Folk Hogan. They tour a lot. And where are they going? They're going to Europe. They are going to Europe. They're going to be spending a lot of time in the Netherlands. Their first 4 dates will be in the Netherlands. That's the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and 7th. And they will be playing, on the 4th, they'll be in Hilversum. They'll be playing at the Skiff. On the 5th, they will be in Penningen, and they'll be playing at Tinus, or Tinus. I don't know how to pronounce it over there. Then on the 6th, they will be at Goes. Goes, in the city, Goes. City Goes what? And they'll be playing at T-Beast, the T-Beast. And then on the 7th, they will be in Niverdal. And they'll be playing at Uncle Sam. Oh, it'll feel just like home, right? And then they'll be hitting a few other places here. They will be in... on the 10th, they will be in Darmstadt in Germany. They'll be playing at the Golden Krone. Then on the 11th, they will be in Vienna, Austria. And they'll be playing at Regen Live. And then on the 13th, they will be back in Netherlands in Gore, at the BBBB Festival. Then on the 14th, they will be back in Germany in Wermelskirchen. I think that's how you do it, Wermelskirchen. And they will be playing at the Haus Eifken. Then on the 19th, yeah, they will have a bit of a break there. But on the 19th, they will be back. They will still be in Germany, and they'll be playing at Arnstadt, in Arnstadt, Germany, playing at the Rock Café Jungfer. And then they will be back in Netherlands on their last 3 dates. On the 20th, they will be playing in Zeeland at the Wild and Vrije Festival. Then on the 21st, they'll be in Helmond, playing at the Lokaal 42. And finally, on the 22nd, they will be in Eberjan at Kermis. So there you go. Those are all the dates that they will be playing, and those are the best horrible way that I could pronounce most of those venues' names and their cities' names as well. But what do you want from me? I'm not as culturally equipped in the Nordic portion of Europe, and also the more Slavic states. Okay, not the Slavic states. The why can't I think of the name? The Germanic states. Whatever. I'm just I'm not I'm not familiar with the pronunciations and shit over there. So anyway, yeah, Hulk Hogan heading on over to Europe. They played there numerous times, and they are excited to be back. I can concur because I can attest because Sebastian was just speaking all the praises. Like, I love playing Europe. I am so excited to go there. I'm excited for you guys too. Give them what for. Show them how we fucking party in Salt Lake. Show them how we drink too, because we know you guys love drinking. That's all I got for this week's episode, guys. I am Eric Norris, the host of Live and Wired, Tales from the Pit, and the SLC Punkcast. I am stoked to be doing this year after year, week after week. And hopefully you guys attended some awesome shows, and I hope that you're sharing your stories all over the place. And guys, I hope that you go to more shows. I hope that you can make any of the shows that I just talked about right here. And yeah, I hope that you have fun. I hope that you are safe. I hope you return from each show unscathed. And if you don't, hopefully you have a cool story to go along with it. And anyway, I've been Eric. I'm going to hand it over to Dustin now. He's going to handle the shows that are coming up in your neck of the woods. And yeah, I will see you. Well, you will see me next week. Take care, guys. Peace.
Thank you, Eric. And now we'll go around the world for a few. And as we do in no particular order, we're going to start on Sunday, August 31st. This will be in Waynesboro, PA, at Surf and Cow Comics. There's going to be a flea market at 10 a.m. Bands will start at 11 and then go till 4. It's $5. And you can go see Heroes Unsung, Bad to Worse, The Power, Fashion Crime, and an acoustic punk set from Junk Punk. Go check out the flea market. Then, as you can see on this flyer, Bad to Worse, they're doing that show there. That one is on the 31st, the flyer, but they also have a show in York, PA, at the American Legion, and that's August 30th. Back to Life, Wayward Brigade, and Mr. Nice Guy also performing with them, and that's for their record release, These Our Streets. Next up, September 6th, Punk Rock Campout. You can go see Citizen, Dick Slapper Experience, Epileptic Caesar, Misunderstood, Nauseous, the Hammock Idols. Sorry, trying to read the font there. Corrupture, Street Ritual, and Bad Decisions. It's an all-ages show. Looks like doors are at noon. It's in Money, Illinois. Monet. Go check out that show. Bring your tent, bring your sleeping bags, live music, all the things you can see there on the flyer. Go to any of those bands, I'm sure, including Nauseous, to check that out. Our pals Intention Scale, I'll be talking to them in October. No, I'm thinking next month. It's still August. I'm talking to him in September in a few weeks. Tension Scale is going to be playing with Neighborhood Shit and Sky Tigers on Friday, September 5th at Faces in Malden, Massachusetts. It's $10 and the doors are at 8. Then we're heading to some Canadian hardcore. You can go check out Bootlicker, Rat Cage, both great bands there. They're playing with, is that Ruined Virtue, maybe? God, some of the people pick some. Yeah, there it is. Ruined Virtue and Spit. And this is Friday the 29th, today, at the Lubber Fiend. And Lubber Fiend looks like that is it Oregon? Because, no, that can't be right. Where the fuck is this show? I don't know where the fuck this show is. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know. Either way, hopefully it's somewhere near you. I thought it was really cool because a couple Canadian bands are going to be out playing. I don't know exactly where it is, but if you can be there, you should be there. Go check out Bootlicker and Rat Cage. Next up, Saturday, August 30th, Shaved for Battle are playing with Jackknife Johnny, The Hanging Judge, Cry Havoc, DHS, Off the Top, Violence and Justice. It's an Oitism Records Presents show. A lot of those bands on Oitism Records. Looks like at Macungie, PA at the Lehigh Temple Association is where this will be. It's an all-ages show. $5, 5 p.m. is when the doors get open, rather. So go check out that show. A lot of wonderful bands on that one. Then you can go see Poison Ruin on September 3rd at the Astoria. And they'll also be playing with Fan Club and First Attack, 3 fantastic bands on that one. I wonder if this is in British Columbia. I'm not exactly sure. Why don't people have the places? I guess they're just like, oh, if you're here, only you will see these things. Either way, the flyers are cool. That's one of the reasons we do this. And as you can see, doors at 7. It's probably Canadian because it's 19 and older, and the bands are at 8. Great shows. I'm sure it's probably in BC, but I am not 100% on that. Anyway, moving on to September 13th. Death Traps are playing live at the Miter Artillery with our pals in Arizona Law and our pals in the Red Bastards. So go check that one out. That is in South Wales. Cool flyer, great bands. Go check them out. Then, if you want to go to Reggie's Rock Club in Chicago, Illinois on September 14th, you will get to see Cro-Mags. And not 6 different versions of Cro-Mags, just Cro-Mags. There's a couple versions, though. And you can go see Insult to Injury, Home Invasion, Hex. That's a 17 and older show. Starts at 7 p.m. And next after that, we've got Battalion of Saints 45-year anniversary, San Diego Fest. It's my town. And Saturday, September 6th is when this is happening, so a week from tomorrow. Along with Battalion of Saints, you can go see Skid Marks, The Plagues, Basura Skullbusters, North Korea. That's a strange name. The Executives, Parade of Horribles, The Yucks, Strychnine 99, Moral Genocide. Doors are at 2 because there's so many fucking bands. It's at Ocean Beach in San Diego at the Holding Club. Make sure you go check that one out. That looks like that is stacked and loaded. Then you can go to Punk at the Lake in Lake Elsinore, California. You can go see One Square Mile, King Tide, Mind of Our Own, Dead Outlaws, Fairy Veil, Hypnosapo, and Chuck Smith. And that'll be on September 6th, 3 p.m. All ages free show. Bobber on the Lake. Go check out the shows. And we're going to wrap up with our pals in Easy Company playing with Disaffect and Inside Job in Amsterdam. They've got some shows coming up later in the month, as I will get to more of them because this is a little far up, but I just want to get it in your radar there. Amsterdam and in Netherlands, September 18th. So more to come on that, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to the Tales from the Pit that Eric provides, and I hope you had a great time with Live and Wired. Go check out the shows, the podcasts, the interviews, all the things. We love punk, and we love our punks in the punk community. So doing any and all that we can with it. And, yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in.